Okay, so there's a fundamental difference to shooting for fun, shooting for the love of the game, or shooting for your sanity's sake and the ability to live your life. So in this video, I want to talk about the technique you should be implementing if it's something you want for yourself and how to apply it to your own circumstance. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sergio, and I'm a commercial photographer here in Victoria, BC. And if you've watched this channel before, you know I'm no stranger to admitting that I've made a lot of mistakes. But mistakes are nothing but reasons to learn from them and reasons to grow and abilities to take what you've learned and apply it to never do it again. There's one overarching theme that encapsulates all of this, and we'll get to it in a sec, but understanding that your photography has much more to do with what other people have to say about it than what you do is going to help you in that long run. It's totally fine if you shoot for fun, if you shoot for your family, if you shoot just for memory's sake and just to look back at things that, oh yeah, we did this, oh yeah, we did that. That's totally fine, and that's not necessarily who I'm talking to in this video. But if you're trying to find success, if you're trying to be a better photographer, you're trying to just grow as a photographer and try to push yourself to shooting things that you haven't shot before, didn't think you were able to shoot before, you have to start thinking about the mass appeal of your photography, the commercial viability of the shots you're taking. Shooting with customers, shooting with clients, whether you're doing it, one weekend a month or you're doing it consistently every day, is a very vulnerable and difficult state of mind to be in. You're putting yourself out there, you're putting creative choices in front of other people's eyes and in other people's faces and asking them to enjoy it and be like, hey, do you like this piece of me? Please say yes. So it's hard and it's difficult and it's something that you have to not get over, but be comfortable with doing over and over again if you want to be a photographer. And the more you can have commercial viability, the more you can have mass appeal with your images, with your videos, with whatever it is that you do, even if you're a tattoo artist that you watch this, or whether you're a graphic designer, or whatever it is that you do, you have more of that mass appeal, you'll have an easier time with your art and especially with your business. It's not about commercializing every aspect of your life, but if you're trying to make a career here, you have to impress other people. It's not enough to just be happy with your own work. You want other people to be happy with your work. You want other people to be so happy with your work that they're willing to give you a whole lot of money for it. And then when they do, you have to do it again, and then again, and then again. So being comfortable with that vulnerability and putting yourself out there is number one in understanding that your photography is much bigger than yourself. The biggest artists that we can think of, even if we think of Renaissance painters, they were all just commissioned artists that were not forced, but paid to do all of these great arts that we talk about. And oftentimes it's because out of that necessity of just being like, hey, I need to make ends meet. This is what they wanted, and I gave them something that they wanted. And though Michelangelo might not be really happy with certain pieces of his art, what other people said about it and how other people commissioned him for it is much more important than how he felt about it, at least from a business perspective. If we think of big brands of today, we think of like, let's say Walmart, or you think of Apple, they both offer a completely different service. They both offer completely opposite ends of the spectrum. High value, low volume, high value. And both of them are at the top of the fortune list. So it's not like there's a bad way to do this, but understanding that the customer comes first and giving them either the best service or the best product or something in between is much more important than focusing on some niche tidbit that makes one of those people happy. Is Apple the first to break new technology? Oftentimes no, but they wait until there's enough mass appeal and then they refine it and come out with a product that is better than the original. Focusing on what works in your niche, what works in your area, in your neighborhood, what have you, is going to be more important than whatever you want. Sorry. But if you want to have a business, if you want to make sure that other people are paying you for a product, you have to make a product that's in demand. You have to offer a service that's in demand. If you're that incredible at what it is that you do and you're able to create the demand out of your service that isn't already there, power to you. I'm not going to say you can't do it, but it's an uphill battle, to say the least. So focusing on what actually already works and then just finding a way to make it unique and original to you and finding your own way to add that inspiration, that flair, that whatever it is that makes you, putting that into your photography and figuring out how to, sell that to those customers and putting yourself vulnerable enough in front of those clients, that will ultimately make you a much better photographer. It'll make sure that you're booked more and more often and make sure that you make a little bit more money because you have more people that are happy and are proud and want to work with you. Even when you're in a little niche, even if you think you're shooting something that's extremely specific, there's a way to be commercially viable about it. There's a way to find mass appeal with it. So focus on that and make a few extra bucks. Thanks for watching. I hope you got a little bit of something out of this one. Maybe leave a like on your way out and subscribe if you're new here. And I'll see you in a couple days. Later.